that hoochie coochie mama with her big butt all over
Sean Windsor
out there on the dance floor. This is my wedding day. I'm supposed to be happy. Everybody's happy. But we'd be more happy if we go out there and beat that whole day.
You asked her to ride your truck around my face. It's gone.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on.
That is not paid for by them. That is paid for by the people of Detroit.
You might be qualified, Emil.
I'm not qualified for this job.
Let me tell you something. You want to go right now? Okay? You want to go right now?
Hey kids, it's your old pal ML Elric, and I'm getting all fired up. I'm showing the kind of unchanneled or uncontrollable energy that you usually only get when Sean Windsor is here with us in the studio. But Marc and I are doing our best to make up for that electricity. And remember, Marc,
Yes.
it's not the volts; it's the amps that are killing it.
It's exactly what I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, and there's a guy at Thomas McGee's in Eastern Market, Ronnie, who's a retired DTE guy. Every time he's there, he's like, "You remember what I told you last time about why the amp's so can?" I'm like, "No, I don't remember." And then we drink some more whiskey, and then it's okay. But we're fired up because Friday night, Caju Cafe, it's Soul Night 2.0. That's where the members of our Patreon supporter group, the Soulmates, get to meet and greet us. I mean, it's really more of a thrill for us than for you guys because we get to see you. You get to stare at our ugly grills every week, with the exception of Erica, who's I'm told very attractive. I only see my wife when I see other women, but men tell me she's very attractive.
It sounds like something somebody would say who wouldn't be doing that.
Well, I see my wife with a butcher knife.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I mean.
I've seen her with a butcher knife before too.
Yeah, it gets your attention, and we will be headline. We'll be there from 6 to 7. We're going to be feather bowling, and we will have a premium for Soulmates. That's for you subscribers. It is a pint glass, a 20-ounce Libby pint glass with the Soul of Detroit logo on it. So come and get your swag. You just heard Chris George, Max Prokop is there too. They're the two guys who are joining us from Smiths United, who will be performing along with the band. We got, who is it? Aaron, Mike. Who's on drums now?
Sean.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And we have one more guitar, right?
Tom.
Okay, so that's the full crew. So it's kind of like the Smiths in the Craig Garrett era. It's a full.
The Craig Gannon.
Yeah. Gannon. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's like
he wasn't there long enough.
I thought you were a fan.
Yeah. He wasn't there long enough to really embed himself in people's. Although the Smiths never had a keyboard player, right? So
no, never.
No.
But I mean, they had keyboards in their recordings, like Oscillate Wildly.
Well, yeah,
so
all keyboards.
Yeah.
And you guys play that from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron kills that one.
So the Smiths will be taking the stage at 7:30. Now, I've heard from a lot of Soulmates who want to get their tickets, said it was sold out. The show is going to be outside in the beer garden, which is fantastic. More tickets have been added. So if you've been trying to buy tickets and haven't been able to get them, they are on sale now. Go to Eventbrite, look for Caju Cafe, Smiths United, buy the tickets. We want to sell it out. We'll have a link on our website, which is mlsoulofdetroit.com, to the Eventbrite ticket portal. So get your tickets. They're super cheap. It's going to be a great time. We're going to hang out. We look forward to seeing you, and we're gonna jump into how these guys became the Smiths United in just a minute. First, I want to tell you who else supports the show besides our generous Patreon supporters. That's Luke Nowacki of Pinnacle Wealth Strategies. If you need a plan, and whatever you believe you do need a plan, call Luke and Zach at Pinnacle Wealth Strategies, and they will set you up for a comfortable retirement. They'll do their damn best, and they'll do a better job than you probably will on your own. And I know that from a lot of guys who are like, I wonder if they're still going to be hiring greeters at Walmarts after I retire. Well, I won't be asking that question.
Walmarts?
Well, it's like Fords, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
When you grow up in Little Rock like I do, you call them Walmarts. Yeah.
Kmart's.
Yeah, no one's called it Walmart.
Oh, Kmart's. Oh, my God. Is there still a Kmart somewhere?
No.
Is there like
think so.
one?
They're gone.
Oh, there might be one, like in Alaska or something.
Yeah, I think there's one in Europe or something.
There?
Yeah, it's
Something
just
like
like
It's like that Blockbuster. There's like the one left in Oregon.
Yeah.
What's the supply chain like for that? It's like, well, volume is why we keep it so cheap, so we can get you that hairnet for $75. You know, it's not going to work. We're also brought to you by the Caju Cafe, which is the host of Soul Night. So check out cajucafe.com to find out what else is going on. You know about Friday, but check out the rest of the week. And then DCFC. If you want to go to the game on Saturday, they're playing the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Get your tickets 15% off if you go to debtcityfc.com and use promo code SOUL at checkout. That's SOUL at checkout. And we'll be joined a little later on by Sean Windsor. It was his birthday, so we're going to play a special birthday tribute to him in room 7609. Spoiler alert, he won't appreciate it, but that's our Shawnee for you. And we're going to touch on a couple things. In addition to being a virtuoso musician, Max occasionally takes freelance gigs with us, and we'll also touch on the Taryn Asher video before we let you go back to work today. So stick around for that, but that's a lot of yakking. Let's get to Chris and Max. Guys, thanks for coming in.
No problem.
My pleasure.
Happy to be here.
Now, this gig is always epic. It's always one of the highlights of the summer, in the same way that Thanksgiving is Murder is one of the highlights of the fall at the Magic Bag, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I'm a huge Smiths fan, as you know, and I was at the Berkeley Front. It had to be like 15 years ago, and I saw a poster for the Smiths Unite. I thought, oh my God, I can't believe I missed these guys. And I'm playing pinball, which if you've ever been to Berkeley Front, the pinball machines were near these stairs to an upstairs area that wasn't all that easy to find. And I'm like, oh my God, I missed them by one day. And of course, I'm always wrong about shit
behind.
like that.
Yeah.
So then I'm listening to the Smiths. I'm like, wow, they're really jamming the juice box. It's, Smiths tune after another. I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody just started talking. And I went upstairs and these guys were playing. And at that time, I asked Chris, do you guys ever do like private gigs? And I think you told me, check out our MySpace page. Which
It was something
how
like
long
that.
ago it was.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was probably 16 years ago now.
Well, yeah, you're
I
talking
wasn't
about
even in the band at that point.
Yeah.
The Berkeley Front isn't even open anymore. It's
Yeah.
now,
And they haven't been
Slows.
open in at least 10 years.
Yeah,
so
it's been a long
it's
time.
been a
I think it's
while.
been another restaurant since, and now it's Slows
Yes,
again.
Right.
Yeah.
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 It was like
Yeah.
Berkeley Commons or
Yeah,
something.
that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was such a great place. It's one of the few places you get hand-drawn beers.
Still a
Yeah.
great place.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, so not a sponsor, Mark. No free
I just
plugs.
said it was still a great place.
Oh, in our mind. So you guys have been playing for a while before that. How did you get into that particular band? I mean, I know I love it, but I can't carry a tune or play an instrument. So.
There's so much history to it. It's kind of hard to do the entire story, but
Give 'em, like, the
basically,
Cliff Notes version.
yeah, there was a Craigslist ad, and my friend Gordy, who was a drummer at the time,
Oh yeah.
had put a post up on Craigslist of all places, and I was looking for something to do at the time, and it was an ad for a Depeche Mode and Smiths tribute
So
band.
you're looking for a job and then you found a job?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
So I went and auditioned with them, and things kind of fell in place, and we had the first rendition of the band for several years, and then but they didn't have any electronics. And I was like, how are we going to do Depeche Mode with no keys?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is kind of strange, you guys. Yeah, so we were doing Depeche Mode with a 12-string guitar and live drums, and I was like, we got to pick one or the other, and if it's going to be Depeche Mode, everything needs to change. So we just decided, well, the Smiths will be much
Okay.
easier, more in the, rock band type thing. So, yeah.
And I remember Gordy. You guys have gone through a few drummers. Not
Yes, we
quite
have.
Spinal Tap, but
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
They keep exploding on us.
yeah, it's not as glamorous as you think. There's a lot of combustion with this group.
Yes, there is.
And
Yeah.
Max, when did you come along? Were you an original,
No, I
an
wasn't.
original substitute?
They had
Original-
two bass players that were kind of short lived. I think they were only both in it like for about a year each, maybe.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
him and I had been in bands before, so we knew each other. And after their second bass player quit for some
Evan.
reason, Evan, that was his
Yeah.
name?
Yep.
I don't remember. But I had seen them live a few times, and Chris originally just said, "Hey, like, our old guy's quitting. Can you maybe cover a show or two with us?" And I was like, "I could maybe join. Like,
Right.
I'm digging what you guys are doing, and the rest is kind of history." And we've had a few different personnel changes throughout the years, but the core group now has been there for quite a while. We recently got a new drummer, but the other core group has been there for like 6-7 years, I think.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah.
And what's some of the craziest stuff that's happened to you guys playing? I mean, other than people coming up from playing pinball and saying, "Hey, do you guys
There's
ever do
not-
backyard parties?"
There's not too much crazy that happens. It's actually a pretty boring crowd. Like I've nothing ever absolutely insane has ever happened at any of our shows where I've gone home and been like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
No
Nothing comes to
groupies.
mind.
Nobody's throwing panties at you on the stage like at a Tom Jones
No,
concert.
no.
No, but
Not yet.
the future is
Wait till
unwritten.
Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
Hell, we're
Let's
gonna
get
a
it
whole
started
bunch of 'em.
Friday.
It's interesting how you hear how the band starts because it's an opportunity to play.
Right.
I mean, where do they rank? Are they one of your favorite bands of all? Are they the favorite band of all time? Have they become?
probably like my
when
second
you talk
or-
about a tribute band, you gotta love that band.
They were or are probably my second or third favorite
Okay.
band. In Excess is number one for me.
Okay.
Always has been since the 80s. But I don't have the hair, can't really do that. So, the Smiths thing came about and it was like, oh, I used to sing those songs in my band in high school.
So did it
and-
make you more of a fan?
Yeah. Oh,
playing the
totally.
music? Sure.
Totally.
I
For
can
sure.
get that.
Yep.
What about you, man?
Now there's some days where it comes on like
Yeah.
on my playlist and I'm like, oh no, not again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it
this-
kind of puts the kibosh on listening to them
Yeah.
personally for enjoyment after you've played them 10 million times.
well, I'm
But
sure Morrissey feels the same way,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
They always take on new life in front of an audience, though. You don't. It's funny we talk about like playing How Soon Is Now. It's a drag to play that in practice
Oh, it's
because
just-
you've just done it so many times. But every time that guitar intro starts live, and you can see and hear people go kind of crazy, and you look out and like some of them they're like in like rapture almost.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when like the Magic Bag is packed full of people and they're all grooving to that song, you're like, oh my god, I love this song again. you
Yeah.
know? But
Well,
that
that's-
exchange with the audience kind of has to be
that's
there.
like Radiohead's one of my favorite bands of all time.
Me too.
And they didn't play Creep for a long time because
Yeah.
they're kind of assholes sometimes. And they're
Oh
like,
yeah.
I
we don't
believe,
like this song. We're sick of this song. This isn't what we're. And I mean, the music did change off Creep, and then they decided one day, let's try it. And they saw what a response they got. They were somewhere in Europe that they're like, all right, we got to play this every time now. 'Cause
Yeah.
it felt new to them.
Yeah.
I get that.
It's for the fans.
Yeah,
I mean, like, the Rolling Stones probably open with "Start Me Up" for 50 years. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
yeah, that's a good point.
It has done very well, and the kids seem to like it.
Well,
Even though
totally.
the kids are now 65.
Yeah.
Another one would be like Jack White. You think he wants to play Seven Nation Army every
Probably
night?
not.
No,
But that's a
crowd
funny
gets
thing
off on it.
that you say that about the kids, because the thing that's now happening is the people that were in their 40s when we first started are now in their mid 50s, and their kids are now like 18 to 25 years old. So now we have this whole like second group of people coming, this new wave of our old fans, kids now come to the shows too.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is phenomenal.
My kids are in their 20s and they love these shows. I saw Echo and the Bunnymen, and, there's a bunch of old farts like me out there and older, and you're like, I'm glad I'm, married. I wouldn't want to try and meet somebody at this
Right.
crowd, although it'd be kind of cool to steal their Social Security check.
Yeah.
But then you see some young people, you're like, what the hell are they doing here? Then you go see them hang out with their parents. You're like, okay, that's a kind of a cool kid.
Yeah.
And then at some
Yeah.
point, the old folks will die.
I
and
think
they'll
the
go.
Smiths and some of their other contemporaries like The Cure and Depeche Mode would fall into that. There's a certain type of thing that I think a lot of times teenagers somehow gravitate towards, like some of the lyrical content. Like a buddy of mine's daughter really loves the Smiths, and it's kind of just frozen in that time for certain people, And like I remember seeing this video somebody shot from the audience, and the girl was maybe 12 or 13. She was a young girl, and she was at the Magic Bag, and we were playing Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now, and like she was like dancing and thriving and like contorting.
That should
and-
be like a
yeah.
millennial anthem, because they're
Right,
all
right.
miserable now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Everyone.
That's just a youth anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like that video. I was like, oh my god, they're enjoying it for themselves. They're clearly not doing it because their parents told them, hey, this is good music, you should listen to this.
Yeah.
They discover it themselves.
Well, and some of the lyrics kind of capture this anti-establishmentism that we have. I'd like to drop my trousers to the world. Instead of pushing back against the Queen, who really is dead now, and Margaret Thatcher, it's against the old people who are running Washington. We got a senator who's 92 years old. There's a senator in Maine who's like 78 who wants to run again, and I think there's a lot of young people just like, I am so tired of all these these old farts who seem to think they know best and they're telling us what to do, and there's not as much opportunity, and it seems like there are lots of people prospering. Why am I not going to prosper? And I think that music really resonates. I mean, it still resonates with me, but now it's because, I see the Queen and Margaret Thatcher types every day for work, and I'm just like, I'd like to drop my trousers 2 and 2, but for professional reasons, I can only expose their shortcomings as opposed to expose my own.
Hey-ho.
Hey-yo.
Of course, it's only the really confident guys who make jokes like that.
Yeah.
It's like calling a big guy tiny, that sort of thing. But I think the music is great. And the thing about, when you think about The Cure and Depeche Mode, and you mentioned the Rolling Stones, you can still go see the Rolling Stones live. You can't see the Beatles live. You can still see The Cure, and they're touring, and now everybody's doing residencies. But if you want to see,
the price to see someone perform is just through the roof.
It's crazy. That is a big part of the reason why I think we're successful.
All tribute bands,
you're gonna have a fun night out, and you're not gonna pay that much.
Yeah.
And the difference is, yes, you can still go see Morrissey, but you've got about a 95% chance he's going to cancel.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he just cancel his whole residency?
Yeah. And then you have a 99% chance that he's not going to play anything you want to hear, because typically he doesn't play, like, if he plays a 22 song set, there's maybe 2 Smith songs in there, maybe 3.
How frustrating.
And maybe 1 or 2 of his older songs, and then everything else is new. That's a discussion I've had with a lot of people in the music community, is a lot of these bands not realizing you're a legacy act at this point, and you should be out playing to your core audience and playing the things they want to hear.
Play the hits.
And it's great. It's great. You can write new music and release new albums, but the majority of people in our age group, like, I want to hear This Charming Man, and I want to hear How Soon Is Now, and I want to hear Stop Me, and I want to hear those things.
Yeah.
He's put out some pretty good songs lately. There's actually a really good song on the newest album, but most people, they're there for that, retro experience.
Yeah, and if he plays his own music, he is his own act now. So it's like, I'm going to see Morrissey, so he'll play Morrissey stuff. I saw him, speaking of the Rolling Stones, I saw him at the Masonic Temple maybe 5 or 10 years ago, and the Stones were playing the same night. And he made a joke about, the Rolling Stones are still playing. And everybody laughed. But he bailed out after an hour and 15 minutes, and the Stones went for 3 hours. I'm like, well, who's the punchline now?
Yeah.
And then I saw him at Meadowbrook several years ago, and it was another really short show. And he played like 4 cover tunes. I think he played 2 Pretenders songs. I'm like, I didn't come to see you cover the Pretenders. You've got this massive Smiths catalog, Morrissey catalog, and you're doing Chrissy Hynde?
Yeah.
I mean, or Hind, like Walmart's.
Yep.
But I don't know. But the thing about it for me is I love the music. I'll play it, if it was still vinyl, I'd play it till the grooves faded out. But when you hear music live and you're with other people and they react to it, and people get up and dance, and we hope that you will get up and dance on Friday. It's a whole nother, it's just a whole nother dimension. It's just, it's almost like a whole body experience instead of just sort of this oral experience. And if Sean's there, he will do oral to our soulmates. He's promised that
to all of them at once.
He's
better than dragging them out one at a time.
Right.
And you know how slow Sean goes. He'll treat you right. Nowhere to go from there. Marc, where are you?
Let's talk about Afroman.
Oh yeah. So that's going to be Friday at the Cadre Cafe. The band is planning to go on at 7:30. Get there early if you want to have dinner.
Yeah, there's a cult tribute.
Oh, there's a cult tribute. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I've
they're
seen
opening.
those guys. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, I always think for the cult, the real test is Firewoman, because you really got to hit some high notes. And
that's a challenge.
They do a good job. Yeah, and they dress period accurate. You get to see the pirate shirts and the leather pants and all that.
And the hair.
Yeah,
we have Ian Asbury with the.
God bless those guys, because it's like, I'm not above playing in a tribute band, but I'm so glad I don't have to dress.
No leather pants.
right.
Pants and a pirate shirt and all that. Like Andy Brooke would dress like I'm dressed now, like a polo and jeans.
Yeah. This is so easy.
Yeah, because like the aging hair metal dudes, that thing where it's like, oh, it's just not a good look as they get older. They just like old grandmas.
Imagine being in a Kiss tribute band, right?
Yeah.
You got to put makeup on.
I mean, that would
saw-
at least sort of conceal age. But I'm talking about,
That's true.
like the pictures of Steve and Tyler that people will put the meme where it's like he looks like the cool mom that's okay with everyone drinking as long as no one drives.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I saw a Kiss cover band play at the Vigilantes club. They're a motorcycle club on the east side in 2014, and how I ended up there's a whole long story. But they were
I'm
okay.
interested.
But they had all the
We don't have
spikes
5 hours.
on their leather jackets and stuff. But you could tell they were all foam. So it was all like it was like cosplay Kiss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like,
That's
okay. But I kind of, the Vigilantes got mad at me, and everything's fine now. But that was kind of like, they're good, but there's a lot of work that goes into being a Kiss cover band. And there's that great Smith story from when they were going on Top of the Pops, and they're backstage, and they're in, Morrissey's in an Oxford, his birth control glasses and a pair of jeans, and the guys are wearing polos or T-shirts, and somebody backstage is like, you guys are the band, right? Like, yeah. And they're getting ready to go on, and Paul, gonna tear my playhouse down. Paul,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Blue-eyed soul guy. Anyways, they're coming off the stage, and they have the hair that's all teased up, and they have the fancy outfits with the wide shoulder pads, like they almost can't get past Johnny Mars. He's trying to get out on stage, and they're like, are we like underdressed? And then they went on and they killed it. But I mean, they're just like, yeah, we showed up for the gig. It's like, do you guys need a green room? It's like,
No.
I think we're, can we put our kits down somewhere? So, Paul Young. Yes.
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
Young.
And there's 2 Kmart's left. I looked that up.
Oh, there are.
Really?
Yeah, Guam and the Virgin Islands, St.
I'm
Thomas.
going.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
leaving today.
I know, good reason to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guam and then St. Thomas.
Work
Not
on
bad.
your tan. When Max isn't playing in a band, he occasionally takes assignments for us, and so we asked him to look into a recent legal controversy with Afroman. Now, if you remember Afroman, and I know you all do, so I'll be brief. He did this tune about 20 years ago that said, "I must have been high," and
Because I got high.
I got high, right? And then for some reason, the Ohio cops busted into his house. They raided his house.
It's not for some reason. A paid informant told the police that he's running drugs through there. And it was all bullshit, but he's a paid informant, so a judge willingly signed the warrant. So they did have a warrant to go into the house, but it was based on just the words of one person.
And confidential informants are notoriously unreliable and
go.
have highly questionable motivations. But I'm sure, it's kind of small town Ohio, and the guy said, because I was high, and I'm sure the judge is like, that's predicate, in you go. And so when they went in there, the video captured these cops kind of eyeballing stuff in his kitchen, like his pound cake. And the sheriff's a guy named Randy Walker who was giving him a hard time. Well, anyways.
Yeah,
of course, his name is Randy.
Yeah.
And the background is, too, he's got security cameras everywhere in his house. He's performing like in Chicago or something as this raid is happening. His wife and kids are there. So he's watching this all live streamed. At one point, I think his wife FaceTimes him. And that was his first interaction with Randy. Was because he's like, what are you guys doing? Why are you there? What is the warrant for? And he's like, we don't have to answer any of these questions. So he did have a confrontation with Randy before, while this was all going on.
Virtual.
Gave him the pass to his safe, which there was nothing in it. They found nothing.
Yeah,
Found absolutely
except some pretty good looking pound cake, which inspired Afroman's most recent hit.
Mama's living pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice.
It's great.
So
It's so great.
These cops sued him for defamation because they said that he hurt their reputation, and one of the cops, that cop you just saw, if you're a soulmate, that's a reason to give us $5 a month so you can watch shit too, folks, and not just to keep the show, but to entertain yourself as well. But this guy went on the stand and said this hurt his feelings, and that random people started sending pound cake
Nice.
to the PD. Well, Randy, he didn't get out of this unscathed either.
Randy Walters is the son of a bitch.
The video is so great.
That's why I
Yeah, so great outfit, by the way.
Yeah, it's an all-American flag suit.
You'll be seeing in a minute. But when they put the sheriff, Randy Walters, on the stand, they said, so this hurt your reputation, right? He's like, yeah, it was very hurtful to us. He's like, but of course, you know, and you can tell by looking at my client who's wearing an American flag that he's a bit of a parody type guy. And it's not true that he had sex with your wife, was it? To which Sheriff Randy Walters said under oath.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement, is that he said he had sex with your wife?
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light?
It's caused tremendous pain in my life that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
Wow. Damn, wait till he finds out I had sex with his wife.
Yeah, and unlike Morrissey, maybe you could write a line that says she eats meat.
Yeah.
I don't know. This could be Smiths United is murder.
Hell yeah.
We got to find a small town. So this is all pretty outrageous. By the way, Afroman won his case, and in we didn't take a clip of this, but it's one of my favorite parts of this whole Daily Story report on this, where he says, you know, I made up a song about them. And it's clearly a joke. I didn't go to their house and start taking their shit, so I think they kind of came out ahead, right? I mean, I think I'm a real sport.
That's right,
for not
because they did
giving them payback.
They did take money and stuff, and I think when they returned it was only like $400 short, but it's still $400 short. And he's right; he could have been a total asshole about it.
Oh, well, the other thing in Michigan, and I think they've cleaned this up a little bit, but if cops take money from your house, they can keep it without even actually having to charge you with anything. You're like, hey, what happened to all that cash you took from my house? And they're like, just be happy you didn't get charged with anything. You're like, well, how about I didn't do anything and I want my cash back? I think there's been some improvements made to that law, but for a long time, cops take your cash. It's kind of like, hey, just be glad that's all we took, you know? So Afroman came to Ann Arbor, and Max was on the scene to ask him some Soul of Detroit style penetrating questions.
All right, here we go.
Some clubs don't go get my beer, so I bring my own beer up in here. I'm responsible. I'm a thinker. I'm a Hall of Fame Colt 45 drinker. Hey.
So we're talking about the legend himself right here. Did you really bang that sheriff's wife?
Yes, I did, man. Oh, it was so good, man. Sirens was going, lights was flashing, cars was crashing, pile-ups.
How does it?
Kind of good stuff.
How does it feel to be an actual
legend?
Well, that too. No, but I was going to say somebody who's now known for upholding the First Amendment.
Different.
Did you think that was going to happen to you ever?
No, sir. No, sir. You know, your women in fame from some of the weirdest places. You ever see like the hot chicks? They like you. They always from somewhere weird, you know. Alaska.
Because it's interesting. Because they're interesting. If they were from somewhere normal, they wouldn't be fucking interesting.
All right, bro. Well, this is interesting. It's okay. It's interesting.
Very interesting.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Oh, sure.
Thanks for coming in.
There you go.
Now, no pound cake, but apparently the Colt 45, that's his thing.
Yeah,
he's got a song.
He's got a song about 45.
It.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two Dimebag. Yeah.
But it's not just. That's not. There's clearly a commitment there to Colt 45. That came from the heart.
Yeah. No, it's his thing. Well, we got there. What happened was, we waited like 3 hours for him to show up. And we're asking the venue, like, where the fuck is this guy? And they're like, he's not here yet. And it's like 10:15. We've been there since 7. Like, let's go. So we're walking out. We're walking past this parking lot, and we see this chain link fence. And my buddy spots this camper van. He's like, I think that's him. All of a sudden, we see like the American flag outfit and the big afro. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going. And I find an opening in the chain link fence, and I just dart. And he's like, no, dude. And I'm like, yes, fuck this. He owes us, you know? And it was funny because I'm thinking to myself, when he's not going to show up, I'm like, He's most famous for a song that's describing how he didn't fulfill his obligations because he was too high. Joke's on me, you got me, motherfucker. Right. But at that point, I was like, you know what? No, he owes me some answers. But I was like, I have to be a good investigative journalist. Like the two biggest burning questions are, you are now known for being a champion of First Amendment rights. Also, did you fuck that sheriff's wife? I don't know if you.
And he did. I don't know if he testified to that in the trial, but I wonder if they could reopen that case.
That brings up some legal implications. Well, the double jeopardy rule, I don't think so. Number one, but also they say
that's a civil matter, right? Is there double jeopardy for civil?
Oh, that's right. No, you're right. Good question, but it also brings up.
But truth is one of the best defenses.
Truth is a perfect defense for defamation and parody law. So, if he slept with his wife and it's true,
he's fine
it's
either
not
way.
Defamatory.
But what if sirens and shit didn't go off and cars didn't start crashing into each other outside the house?
Right.
That's where he's got himself in some trouble. I have to say,
parody law.
On behalf of,
I thought he was totally joking when he said that.
Yeah.
Such a fine line.
Yeah.
An Afroman knows where it is.
Well, not only that, but does the fact that the police are publicly paid and public figures, that makes it even harder, right, to do defamation?
Yeah. I'm not a total expert.
Also makes
in
it harder to sue them when they do something wrong. That government,
well, sure,
whatever.
But I mean, the standard.
Is
I thought the standard was higher because they are public officials.
Yeah,
individual cops probably aren't because they're not known.
Okay, but the sheriff would have been.
The sheriff would have been absolutely. The sheriff.
Gotcha. Okay.
The sheriff is basically libel proof. I mean, you'd have to show actual malice where that you made up something you knew wasn't true and was absolutely going to devastate him.
Yeah. I'm not an expert in libel. I remember talking about it in law school, but my recollection was it's about your expectation of privacy, and the larger your footprint is in terms of the public knowing who you are, the less expectation you have for privacy.
Pound cake cop.
Yeah.
He's got a little better chance of winning, but
a
he
little bit.
Really did seem to like
But
that.
is that really
cake.
defamatory if you're saying somebody likes pound cake and wanted to eat it? I don't think that's really. That makes me like the guy. I think that's a positive.
That's where truth may be your. That may be
Ask
your
Sammy Hagar.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's been adjudicated by a jury of his peers. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure Sammy doesn't drive 55 and does like tequila.
Yes.
So
he likes his pound cake.
Oh,
exactly. I knew where
and
going.
he must have been high.
Yes.
He covers all the bases. So there you go. There's a bonus, folks. As your pittance of support trickles in, it allows us to bring on extra staff and take on even more ambitious stories. Before we get to our Geek of the Week, we should probably tell you that there's been a new development in the the case of Taryn Asher.
Yeah, another legal case.
Fox 2. And I have not been keeping up on this. I don't know why. Maybe because I know everybody involved and like everybody involved. But Marc said there's been a shocking new development that he's going to this is going to be like one of those first-time videos where I see it for the first time along with everybody.
I guess, yeah. So, I mean, people know that Taryn has sued Fox 2 for getting rid of her, and she's claiming, it was based on the fact that she's a woman, right? I mean,
that she doesn't like pound cake.
And those are some of the examples she gave.
Sleep with Afroman.
Was that men got promoted after they did questionable things, and she purposely put in Roop Raj when he got a DUI in 2011 into the filing.
By the way,
she put Charlie LaDuff into the filing.
By the way, Roop's DUI, and I've told this to Roop, lamest DUI ever.
What are the particulars behind it? I don't know.
I think he went to a party or he went to something and he had like a glass of wine or maybe two and felt like, you know what? I don't think I should drive. And he pulled over and he parked in like in a parking lot behind a store or something. And the cops knocked on the door and said,
Was it Randy?
I don't know. No, because they would
I'd look into that.
They would have turned the whole car out.
It's in Adams County, Ohio.
And so they gave him a ticket because he had taken a little nap in his car, but it was so that he had some question as to whether or not he was okay to drive. And so he did the responsible thing, which was say, you know what? I'm not going to take any chances here. I've already made a mistake. Let me pull over. And he paid the price for it, and he's been open for it. So I'm not here to take sides on this, but if you're going to bring Roop Raj, this isn't the same thing as, 3.8 going sideways down the freeway with a school bus under your front tires.
Yeah.
So she
He's
files
trying to do the right
this
thing.
lawsuit, the federal lawsuit, and Fox gets to respond to it and basically said, no, you know what? She was fired because, she has kind of had these outbursts, I think was the word they used, and had dressed down some people in the station. And they even have, a personnel file on her because what do businesses do but keep personnel files on people? But what's interesting is,
let me back it. What was the LaDuff thing? The St. Patrick's Day parade thing?
that he quote unquote bit an ear of a security guard, which which he says isn't what happened, but he got promoted. And then there was another
promoted
after that. I guess that's her claim in this federal filing. And then
That's
she
some
also
pretty thin shit too.
Oh, I think it's all pretty thin. And then there's some director of digital content who would have outbursts and swear, not necessarily at somebody. I assume it was inanimate objects. I mean, I swear at inanimate objects all the time around here working with tech. But so she's trying to work that whole outburst angle. Like, look, all these people got promoted. They were never, fired or even fined or even punished for it. So that was her filing. So Fox 2 then gets to respond. And as they're responding, it's crazy that this video comes out at the same time of Taryn recording some promos.
Ooh, this is good
/ giving guide. I'm going to have to do that again. What's up, Trace?
First question is, would you have an inkling who Trace is? Is there Tracy there?
I don't, but I think I know. If it's Tracy, that's one of the producers. But I will say, I have that exact same suit.
She's wearing a full
I call it
purple
my
suit.
Barney.
But that's so this person you suspect.
I think Prince has the same suit.
I was going to say the same thing.
The person you suspect this to be, though, what do you think their position is? Because I didn't know. I assumed they were like a supervising producer.
They're probably either a director who runs the booth or a producer who's like, we need this.
Is that really her boss? Because she's claiming, that it was her boss was ratting her out, but her boss told on her.
Well,
I don't think a boss needs to tell on anybody.
So when I was the investigative reporter at Fox 2, I reported to the assistant news director and the news director. But if I was on the set and the director said, "Hey, we can't hear you," or
"Sure,
hey, we need you to stop talking because we need to get to sports or weather," you listen to them, you obeyed them. But it's not like they wrote a review of me or they determined whether I would, get a raise. That answer to that one was always no. But
I'm gonna have to do that again. What's up, Trace?
I think you're in a.
I am. I'm in Amy's script, the Amy's Angels one. There was the second thing didn't make sense, so I was just trying to fix that part. And
It's not even marked off. Like we're still working.
I know, but I didn't have time because we have to do this, so I was still reading it. See, I mean, I can't wait for you to go through them all, and then I go through them because then I'm already getting ready by then. But this time we had to do the PSAs, so finish what?
What I was trying to say.
Okay, because Sean just came in here and said something about marking off. Go ahead. I don't think you are. You're walking out really angry. Bitch. Jeez, oh, Pete.
And there's clearly history there between the two.
Well, can I please finish what I'm going to say? What the fuck? Grow up.
So this is why she was fired?
No, just happened to come out.
I'm so done with her antics, telling on me every 5 seconds. I'm done.
I know, but
that poor guy. He's just there to make sure the tech's okay.
That's Z. So if you remember the series we did, Chapter 10, which was about kind of inspirational stories from Detroit, Z did the voiceover in the intro because he's got some of the sweetest pipes in the whole state. Well,
was that bad? No. But I think this is just one very tiny, probably tepid example of what else they might have.
Yeah. Now, if that's a shot across the bow, I guess. But again, like I know everybody involved in this suit, except for probably the bosses who didn't do this or do that. But yeah, but I like everybody involved in the suit. I think everybody who's involved in this case is talented. And
do you see anything in that outburst that is unusual there?
I mean, I don't see anything in that outburst that bothers me. I mean, I've been in newsrooms where people like, file your fucking story now.
I mean, that's a newsroom.
Stop what you're doing. Stop typing. Hit send. Hit it now. Send your fucking story now, goddammit. And people just like, I need another 5 minutes.
It must be a different.
I mean, you don't want that to happen on a
business.
daily basis, but you know.
Well, in almost any business where there's a deadline or you're doing
In fact, I remember that
live,
happening between
I think-
Schaefer and
I
Dave.
mean, that was
I have
it's just pressure.
big time deadlines and a lot of pressure. My job would not survive me calling someone a bitch audibly for the whole office to hear.
Well, not
Would
only that, Max, but on tape. You're
Right.
at a TV station. You know
Yeah.
you're being recorded. So
Right.
who is that really for? Is it for the supervising producer or any producer that might be in the control room because they walked away? You know, I mean, she's not dumb. Taryn's
Yeah.
not dumb.
Well, to me,
I don't think she's just venting.
To me, that's the sort of thing where you might call somebody in an office and say, hey, you know what? We can't treat each other like that. I've spoken to both of you. And by the way, everybody has seen those. And if you haven't, go to YouTube and look at the reels for reporter fails. That's always somebody who doesn't like the reporter. You know, it's
Sure,
like
yeah.
a photographer or a director who saves them and
That's
just
why
like,
there's so many with you.
we're going to post this. And they're hilarious. But when you start getting shitty with people, they're like,
yeah,
I'm going to clip that. That's
Of course,
gonna,
yeah.
That's I'm going to use. I mean, you know, we all live in the world of hot mics. You know, if you guys are doing a show and you're like, boy, I hope that guy picking his nose in the back doesn't buy one of our T-shirts. And you're like,
Look, I mean,
hey,
you know, you
gotta
don't.
be
You
careful.
do not.
I hope he
say-
does buy one of our T-shirts.
especially the absorbent 100% cotton ones, which are great with everything you wear.
Everyone
Yeah.
learns
They go with
pretty quick,
everything.
though, that you do not say anything that isn't intended for the world to hear around a microphone.
I mean, that's
whether
like
if
no
it's hot or
Christian
not.
Bale outburst, though.
Yeah.
You
No.
know?
It's not.
Oh, good for
Yeah.
you.
But is it possible that it's, you know, a preview of more to come? Which,
Yeah.
you know, only she would know that,
Yeah.
right? Only Fox 2 would know that. But I guess it just gets down to the point of, was she fired because she's a woman, which is what she's claiming? And, I mean, Elric, you worked at Fox 2. Do you think that management at the time, different management, were they not very nice to women over there? Because as a viewer, I find that really hard to believe.
Well, speaking as a woman,
Not as a woman, but as a former
sorry.
employee.
Yes, okay. I was getting in touch
Just
with my
your-
feminine
just your
side.
opinion.
No, I mean, listen, I left because I had a serious disagreement with the new general manager who's now gone.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I understand, it's possible that new general manager had created some expectations that maybe the new crew didn't meet. That happens all the time. But in fact, I think at one time before, you know, so going back to Roop, he had a DUI, 15 years ago, and then 5 years ago became the main anchor. Well, it sounds like 10 years. You know, it's not. I mean, it's not like he was like, "Hey, don't worry about that DUI. Now you're in charge." I mean, please, that guy worked his way up. I mean, there wasn't anything Roop wouldn't do ethically to advance his career because he had a. This kid used to come when he was a student in high school in Troy and hang out with Huel Perkins because his dream was always to be the lead anchor, and his entire life has worked towards getting to that spot. I mean, so I don't think he was rewarded for anything other than hard work and talent and enterprise. And he was a great colleague. I liked working with Taryn as well. I thought she was a good colleague. She's definitely got an edge to her, which is the whole Fox 2 brand. I mean, they have a friggin' show called The Edge, you know. She works hard. She drives hard. She's very ambitious. You know, she and Jason had a little bit of a larger than regular size ego, but we're talking about TV. So, you know, that
It's
really
to be expected.
Yeah, it's really tough not to find a category where somebody doesn't think too much of themselves.
Do you think they treat female talent differently?
Oh,
when you were there,
I never saw anything like that, and I always saw the women advance as well or more than men. In fact, I think the stars at Fox 2 are the women. I don't think they are the men. I mean, I think when you had the news,
aside from
with
you
Huel
and
Taryn,
and
Huel was
Volchek.
the star. Taryn was Huel and Monica. Huel was star A. Monica was star 1A. You know, with Roop and Taryn, I would say they're probably equals. Yeah, and that's a plum gig. You know, I mean, Roop was working for that job from the time he was 13. Taryn was probably working for it from the time she got to the station. But I don't know. I mean, that outburst, yeah, that's not great, but that's not a firing offense.
I mean, we've all heard things through the rumor mill, though, as to what else happened and what happened on election night. And it sounded like, you have supervisors in from because it's an owned and operated station, right? So when they broomed the guy that you don't like, and they brought other people in, and it wasn't doing so well,
he retired.
they brought some national. Okay, well, however you want to sugarcoat it, but they bring some national people in, and the rumor is that she was kind of acting this way to those people, which those people aren't going to take any shit from anybody. I don't know. I think it's a pretty bad lawsuit. I wish her well. I don't think she'll ever work in media again, because who sues the media company never gets hired by another one. It's very rare.
I think that's tough. I've just recently seen the woman who took down Roger Ailes, Gretchen Carlson, pop up here and there. It's always like very fringy TV or podcast. Not that podcasts are like weird.
Well, Lynn Woodison sued the radio station.
JJ,
I don't think she ever worked again. Now, that being said,
she was also kind of at the end of her career, and those jobs are drying up in local radio.
When this gets cleared up, if I was 62, I'd hire in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things
at a
is
discounted rate, but yeah,
people, bosses are like, we don't want any trouble. Don't hire any troublemakers, which keeps people from speaking their truth when they have been.
No, it's bullshit.
Righteously
but that's the
screwed
reality.
Over. I mean, my separation agreement included a non-disparagement clause, and I think I danced that line pretty well, and perhaps. Well, we'll just leave it at that. But
hey, was that against the company or was that against an individual?
I think it was probably against, I think these guys are all like royalties, like the royal we. We are the company is us. I mean, I don't know. But
I've never seen someone violate a separation agreement faster than Mazaway did for one of my one folded.
Yeah. Well, they also knew if they won a lawsuit against Mazaway, what did they get? Like a bunch of bobbleheads? I mean, there's no way. It's not like swag.
I talk about it now because it's hilarious, because the company obviously didn't care. They didn't do any action against them. But it was like, Maz, what are you doing? You can't say that stuff.
But TV's a high-pressure thing. Election night's a high-pressure thing. People want results. You have somebody in your earpiece telling you to do something. You got somebody in front of you telling you to do something. There may be somebody who's moving that you can't see. I mean, for somebody to lose their cool under pressure like that,
that's a little ridiculous, though.
A firing offense. But if you develop a reputation where it's like every time something goes wrong, somebody's storming around, that's not a pleasant colleague to have, and something always goes wrong. Everything's automated now, and
they're also battling over what her actual firing date is, because that depends on when her non-compete clause kicks in. Yeah. And I don't know, the way non-competes are bullshit, and the way they are now is a lot of times you can't even do digital.
Yeah,
which is a joke. But anyway, I don't know. Interesting what's going to go forward with this.
We'll see. If that is a warning shot, then I'm very curious to see what else they have up their sleeve. But if that's all they got, I think like Max says, you don't want people doing that all the time, and you probably need to address that. But you're going to fire somebody over
forgivable.
that who's worked hard and been an important and valuable part of that station. I mean, Taryn was
there you hit the
a
nail on
good
the head.
reporter.
How much value is there, right? And I think she held a lot of value for the station, so it must have gotten pretty bad for them to say, you know what, you're done. We're terminating your contract.
Yeah, well, based on the number of people I've run into who say like, hey, what's Taryn Asher like?
But did they terminate her for cause? Like they didn't say we're going in another direction, kind of a thing.
No, that's really what the crux of the issue is.
Yeah,
they say yes, it's totally for cause because you abused superiors and underlings.
Okay,
and have had outbursts, and she's saying no, you're doing it because I'm a woman, and it's unequal punishment within the system that they have. That makes sense.
Well, it seems fairly evident what Fox 2's proof will be. But I wonder what her proof will be.
Well, she has those examples, right, in her filing. I would say a lot of them are apples to oranges. But.
So it's just a comparison of what her male counterparts did and didn't get fired for.
Yeah. Well, if their examples are Roop and Charlie, case closed. It's a loser. But I will say that Fox 2 was a great place to work, and people were very gracious colleagues and very patient. And I say that as someone who knew nothing about TV, who always had to have somebody explain shit to me. So I don't think the conduct that we witnessed there is something that goes on every day or even irregularly. But again, I mean, come on, we're all adults. Somebody's an asshole. You say you're an asshole. The next day you move on. It's all fresh. I mean, maybe I should have sued
Sounds
them
like from experience
for not getting back on the morning show because of my mistletoe belt comment. Maybe that's my lawsuit.
Yeah,
but,
it's one of those ones where the jury will probably see a lot of things the public just won't. Like to what extent do they have a paper trail in her employment file.
Gotta believe they got a pretty extensive one.
I mean,
to fire a major anchor.
Yeah, I've never done employment law, but I have friends that have done it, and I think it's pretty tough to win on a discrimination.
Now, the other thing is somebody you've never seen before gets up there and says, you know, they kind of hurt my feelings and that wasn't really nice. And then you have some expert get up, well, in the workplace, we're supposed to do this and do that and do that. But then you have Taryn get up there.
Yeah.
And she's a talented performer, and people in the jury will be like, that's Taryn. I know Taryn.
Right? Yeah,
hey, Taryn's right here. Wow, you're taller in person. You see him on TV, and your hair's so beautiful.
Like the Johnny Depp trial. It's like actor versus actor.
Or Michael
Which
Jackson.
actor is going to win? The better actor.
And the jury says, and you know what? You know, is it a Wayne County or an Oakland County jury? Oh, it's a federal jury, so it could be anywhere in eastern Michigan. So you might not have that sort of like, well, Fox is nasty and they're rich, and so they can afford $1 million. I mean, the local Fox station actually is truly fair and balanced, unlike the network news. But yeah, I don't know. If it goes to a jury, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just gets settled, and they just say, you know,
it's going to get settled.
Yeah,
at some point, right? Don't most of these? Isn't that the way most of them?
A lot of them do. It just depends. It's like one of those things I have to suspend judgment, but it would be interesting to be in that jury box and see all the documentation that the public will not.
It'd be fun.
Oh, well, I always, as listeners of this show know, I always want things to go to trial because that's where all the good shit comes out.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
You do a plea deal, it's like, well, the obstructed justice. And that's going to be whatever. Well, the real case is he buried documents. He killed a hooker. He, murdered the dog that could smell whether the glove was used to choke. You know, and it's like, it seems like more than obstruction of justice, man. Let's get it all out there, fellas. Thanks for coming in. If you're going to stick around for a little bit, we have a special tribute to Sean coming up. Did Sean say he was going to zoom in? See,
I just texted him, so any second he should connect.
He's very fancy. Well, while we're waiting for Sean, let me tell you a little bit about Pinnacle Wealth Strategies because they can help you navigate the complex world of retirement planning. You work for a few decades, and you'll be retired for a couple of decades. So if you're not putting in the time to create that retirement pile of cash for you, someone should. Zach and Luke have printouts and stuff like real professionals. Confused by the financial acronyms and jargon like SPX, DJI, LIMRA, BOAI, TLT, FED. They can explain it all so that illiterates who can barely count to 10, like Sean, can understand. Call or text Luke Nowacki at 248-663-4748. That's 248-663-4748, because when you call Luke, he'll make it all about you, sweetheart.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth. Inc. member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth. Inc. is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent. Mosaic Wealth. Inc.
DCFC News, folks, coming to you live from the basement at Drew Lane's house. DCFC had a draw on Saturday with Loudon, and this is noteworthy because Carlos Herrera registered his 8th clean sheet, which is first in the USL Championship. Pretty damn good. They're still in 3rd place. It was their 2nd straight sellout at Keyworth Stadium. So if you want to get those tickets, go to debtcityfc.com. Save 15% by using promo code SOUL. DCFC will be back this Saturday versus the Tampa Bay Rowdies. This is a 3rd place. That's DCFC versus 1st place. That's the Rowdies matchup. 7 o'clock at Keyworth. It's the first meeting between these teams this season. Their series history, and since they both started playing, is 3-3-3. So somebody's going to get the edge here. Last year was DCFC with a 2-0 win. You know what? There's 11 games left in the regular season. Come on out. It's going to be a great time. I hope to see you there. DCFC La Rouge, your hometown soccer team.
Oh man, the geeks have inherited the earth.
Did I do that?
What a dork.
Does him wanting to play with us again mean that he's turning into a geek, or we're turning into cool guys?
So I'm sorry that she lost her brother, although it got her a job. But South Carolina U.S. Senator Darlene Graham wants to replace her brother, not just on a temporary basis, which was kind of a nice little thing to do, but she wants to be elected to a full 6-year term as a senator from South Carolina. Or maybe it's a partial term. Anyway, she wants voters to send her to Washington. She has no experience in politics. But here's one of the things that she said. That she thinks that she should get this, she should be elected because her parents taught her and her brother, quote, that you're not given anything in life. Well, actually, you were literally given this Senate seat. Your brother coughed it out.
It shows how easy it is to be a senator.
Trump says, make her the senator. The governor says, you're the senator. You're the senator. It was given to you. Honeysuckle? Is that the state flower of South Carolina? I don't know what it is. I'm going to get myself in trouble here.
No idea.
Steel magnolia,
Palmetto?
whatever the hell it is.
What is
I don't
it?
know.
The Palmetto State?
That's a
Or is it
Palmetto?
South Carolina? I don't know.
I don't know. That's some southern shit. But anyways, she says, if you want something, you work for it, she said, vowing to listen to Republicans on the ground over the next 2 weeks. That's how I've tried to live my life. It was given to you. So maybe you should listen to your parents and just get back to doing what you're doing before it was given to you.
Oh, boy. You're okay. Wow.
I'm choking on the outrage.
That's the ghost of Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, speaking of choking. Anyways, we're going to give you something, Darlene. You're our Geek of the Week.
There's an all-night party in room 7609. And you can dance together all night if you've got the time.
What happened to that cough? We got to talk to Roberto. I can't work under these conditions. In fact, I'm going Taryn. Hey, where's the cough button?
I threw him away.
Damn it, it's always bullshit. Walking away.
I'm the one that threw him away.
Okay, sorry.
Most people don't have coughing fits like you do. Kind of worried about you. Maybe you should see the doctor.
Most people aren't passionate about the news. Yeah, it's
get it checked out, man. Come on.
This is really going to affect my ability to sing backups on Friday.
Oh, thank God.
They may be a
You
limited
can do all the
number of mics.
falsetto shit.
Yeah, I'll hit those high notes. I think that's out.
Gross.
Well, everybody knows from our episode with Rick Emmett that my passion for Canadian rock does not extend to performing the high notes. Well, Sean recently had a birthday, and because he is such a huge Smiths United fan, we thought we'd play a special tribute to him. And guys, you were saying before the show, this is not a song that you play live very often. Do you get many requests for it?
No,
not really.
It's not that kind of uplifting thing that you expect from somebody like, hey, I brought my girlfriend out for a night. We want to see some live music, get some dinner, and could you play a special tune for her?
Yeah. Problem is they have so many better tunes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like near the top of the list for most people.
Well, Sean.
So basically, the song we're about to play sucks.
Yeah. What?
Which is about par for the course for this segment.
Well, I'll let these guys speak to that
What happened?
On the backside. But Sean, we wish you many returns of the day. And so to honor this precious anniversary, we bring you the Smiths with Unhappy Birthday.
To wish you an unhappy birthday. I've come to wish you an unhappy birthday. 'Cause you're evil and you lie. And if you should die, I may feel slightly sad, but I won't cry. Loved and lost, and some may say, when usually it's nothing, surely you're happy it should be this way. I say no, I'm gonna kill my dog. May the line sag heavy and deep tonight. I come to wish you an unhappy birthday. I've come to wish you an unhappy birthday. 'Cause you're evil and you lie. And if you should die, I may feel slightly sad, but I won't cry. Loved and lost, some may say. When usually it's nothing, surely you're happy it should be this way. I said no, and then I shut myself. So drink, drink, drink and be ill tonight. From the one you left behind, from the one you left behind, from the one you left behind, from the one you left behind. Be high, be high, be high, be high, be high.
So since Sean is in news, like, I don't like that. The video's a little. I can see being a little troubled by some of the puppets in the video.
What the hell's going on in that video?
Yeah, that's a little. That's what do they call a pantomime? Like in Monty Python, the pantomime horse who would do all kinds of crazy stuff. But do you guys? Is this? Where does this rank in the Smiths catalog?
I think they already
that
made it
song?
clear.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I don't really know.
That's bad.
I mean,
It
that would
sucks.
be in like the probably
Top half, bottom half.
Well, you got like your A-list songs like How Soon Is Now and like Every Day Is Like Sunday or Suede Head or Stop Me. I'd put Unhappy Birthday kind of like in the C or D section.
Yeah.
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 Do you like it, Ulrich?
I like it myself.
I
but-
do. I mean, it's a beautiful song, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the way it would work is the band would play the music, and then Morrissey would come along and write the lyrics, and you had no idea what he was going to come up with, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I think How Soon Is Now. What I heard is that they all got high and went to the studio and cranked it out, and the next day Morrissey put some lyrics to it, and they had no idea, you know.
There's so many stories. There's so many legends around that song. I saw another
there was,
interview
like,
with
studio
Mar.
magic going on.
Yeah. I saw another interview with Mar last week, how he talks about how they recorded everything, but then later on he came back like so many hours later with the tremolo guitar, and then that kind of changed the entire
it
focus
doesn't,
of the song.
I don't see Morrissey sitting there while you're turning the dials and the
No,
variable
no, he's
resistance.
gotta-
Say like,
No.
oh,
He
could we
was
get a
more
little
just
bit
like the
more bass
poet
there, lads?
Yeah.
type
it's
guy.
like-
Yeah. And Johnny Marr was more like the mad scientist with all the sounds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, Andy Rourke, I mean, playing
Totally underrated.
slap bass. I mean, he
Absolutely
was
underrated.
fantastic. I like Mike Joyce. I'm not a drumming aficionado, but I liked his kind of his attitude that he brought to the band. I saw this one documentary where he was saying that when he first met Morrissey, he's like, I think he didn't like me, and he's like, and it's not because at the time he was, this big star. It's like he was just a guy named Steve,
Right.
who walked around like a dick,
Yeah.
Mike Joyce. But I like that tune. But for me, that's the one I would put on, to go back in the day. I'd put on the mixtape for the girl who screwed me over, or dumped me, or I'm breaking up with, and just
Okay.
like as the last track, it's like, yeah, it's just ironic. Do I really wish you a happy birthday and you're not paying attention, or is it like, beat it? But anyway,
Yeah.
Sean.
And the way we select songs for the shows, like we don't do a lot of shows. The Magic Bag shows once a year, and that's always like our all killer, no filler show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe there's like one song in that set that's from like the C or D
Yeah.
part, but
That's the-
most of them are.
We've talked about that where we would rather somebody who is a diehard Smiths fan who has these sort of obscure tastes get disappointed once in a while, as opposed to the large group of people, if they walked away being like, oh my God, they didn't play this Trying Your Man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like you aim to hit as big as you can, and if minimize like the collateral disappointment.
Well, and so there are a limited number of Smiths out. Morrissey keeps churning out stuff, and you guys do some Morrissey. But, Johnny Marr's built a pretty outstanding catalog, too. I mean, you guys
for
could
sure.
play for
Stuff.
like
Yeah.
6 hours. I mean,
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
But every once in a while, I hear you guys work something in at Thanksgiving. It's like, we haven't played this in a while. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And everybody's always like, they lose their mind because like, oh my God, it's like such a treat. So
yeah, but even the ones you're talking about, we're still selecting, I think, from what we would consider like the B list in terms of like how good the songs are. You know?
No,
because there are some songs like, what's the worst one? Meat is Murdered, like with like the squealing cows and pigs in the background.
Yeah.
That's not even a song.
Yeah.
It's
like,
but you don't do like Ouija board. So
no,
You've done
no,
Ouija
we've
board
totally,
a lot.
we've totally done Ouija board. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I was going to say maybe Piccadilly Polare, but yeah, maybe I have heard Ouija board.
Yeah.
That's also a very weird video.
It's a cool song though.
Yeah.
It's a fun song to play live.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of texture in there.
Okay.
That one's always fun to do live.
Yeah, I just like Unhappy Birthday. It's cool. I dig what you're talking about with the sentiment of it, you know, and if you're thinking about a certain person, you know, it might help you. But just in terms of like how good the lyrics are and how good the arrangement are, it's a little bit kind of ding dong, just like a little bit back and forth. But they've got some really good arrangements, even on some less popular songs that kind of get ahead of it in line, you know.
Okay. Well, Sean, we do wish you a happy birthday. Don't listen to the lyrics too closely. I don't want you to get any saltier than you normally are.
Wherever he might be.
Well, I think he's
not responding to text now.
He's in Pittsburgh, isn't he? With our Tigers who blew a chance to take over first place in the Central, but now are trying to make up with it against Pittsburgh. So
they're in the wild card. They're tied for the wild card right now.
No, I know. But
it'd be nice if we had a really like ace starting pitcher
or two.
Yeah, instead of trading them away. Wouldn't people rather have them than the?
That's right.
Even if you get nothing for them at the end of the year, than the prospects they got. I don't know.
Well, what about Verlander?
No one's ever in for the year now.
Yeah,
huh?
we do have a ace. We have a Hall of Fame pitcher in Justin Verlander. Yeah,
if you say so.
Yeah, I think that's a guy whose grip on the ball has increased since his marriage, but that's okay. We will move on to invite you to send us your suggestions for room 769. You can send them to mlsoulofdetroit@gmail.com. You know, we always like a story with the song. We've got a lot of songs that people have suggested where the live version is better than the studio version. We have quite a few of them backed up. We'll get to all of them, but people are really digging this, so keep them coming because they are a lot of fun. Since we have Max here, let's cue up that Max Money music. But I'm going to let it run for a minute because this is where we thank our donors, the one-time donors who have given us a single donation at PayPal or Venmo, which you can find the button at mlsoulofdetroit.com, or to our new soulmates. Okay, there's none of them, but there's still time. If you want to get one of those free one-of-a-kind pint glasses, become a soulmate before Friday. Come feather bowl with us. Get your tickets to the show because we've added tickets, but they will sell out. So get those as soon as you can. Come see us. We want to see you, and you support the show. You keep us coming back week after week, which I think people generally think. Oh, there we go. Soulmates, you can see this fine 20-ounce Libby pint glass. You're gonna get. These are the kind of pint glasses that people tend to steal. But
that's the saddest thing about it.
It's empty.
There's nothing in it.
I don't know if they'll let me fill my own glass at the Caju, but I will be drinking Hoegaarden all night. So perfect beer for this kind of weather. But they have everything, including lambics and stouts and you name it. And, of course, some Belgian beers. So, Mark, we're going to switch to feedback real quick. Let me get my...
Oh, where are your shades?
Some
bifocal shades.
Some people made fun of me. They made it hard for me to be myself. They made me feel like I was less than a person. I may be filing some litigation against them too. Kim says, "Can ML explain how breaking news works at the Free Press these days? Who, if anyone, mans an email or phone tip line? Is it monitored 24/7? I notice local social media breaking news accounts have popped up and they get tremendous engagement. While Freep seems slow on the draw, almost as if Freep has seeded that local breaking news content." Boy, well, we don't have phones anymore.
What? Really?
Yeah, no, we work with our own cell phones. We get a little stipend from the company to offset the cost of providing your own work machine. But But to reach somebody, you really need to get a hold of an editor. There are some lines to some email addresses, and you can probably reach our social media because those are monitored pretty much around the clock. But yeah, I mean, we have so few reporters these days that it's hard to respond to everything that comes in over the transom. We certainly have not given up on breaking news. We scrambled some reporters to Cadillac this weekend where there was, again, another tragic shooting, and have broken some pretty good stories out of that. So we respond to breaking news as best we can, but the old days of calling the city desk and having somebody say, hey, I got somebody on the phone who says there's a guy about to jump off a building, get a photographer and a reporter out there, stat. Those are over. And I'm sorry to say, because that was one of the, I mean, you don't want people jumping off of buildings. But I remember when you could be sitting at the Anchor Bar and you could call the sports department and somebody would pick up and you'd say, hey, who was that guy who used to play goalie for the Red Wings about 10 years ago? I think they got him from the Washington Capitals. And somebody would say, that was so-and-so. And you're like, okay, thanks, man. And you know they're kind of pissed, but they answered your question. It was great. And I think the guy I'm thinking was Glenn Hanlon, for what it's worth. But yeah, we don't have, subscribe. Do your best to keep us going. Kim also asks, am I the only person who thinks the coverage of Eminem's ex-wife from 20 plus years ago is inappropriate and ghoulish? Why are Freep, the Detroit News, 247, and CBS newsrooms all stalking that poor troubled lady? She's not famous. Sorry, it's gross. While editors feign they lack the manpower for real news. I have not seen what I consider to be a lot of coverage in the free press.
I mean, they did stories when she got her DUI and then got her other DUI and then violated her probation. I mean, is she newsworthy? I think a lot of people would say, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kim,
is it fair to her? Maybe not, but it's newsworthy.
I don't know if this is Kim's looking out for Kim's, but I mean,
maybe it's from her.
If you watch no, this is Kim in Northville.
Oh, okay.
If you watch, I hope I didn't dox her. There's a lot of Northville Kims out there. And it could be a last name. She could be Asian. But anyway, the TMZ type coverage we don't get into. But for the Macomb Daily to cover this pretty closely, it's a pretty big deal in their community. I will tell you, having met Kim Mathers back when Eminem was in trouble with the law for pistol whipping a guy outside a club where he saw her kiss John Guerra, I think it was her, Guerra. She was very nice. She was a very simple person. If you look at her pictures from their time in high school, she's kind of a dorky kid. And I know that she struggled with having this child and then having her partner be gone because he blew up. I mean, he was everywhere. And I remember going to their trailer home in Casco Township where they just basically never came back because he was a star. I think that was all very hard for her. And I know it was hard for him because he still, the reason why he went to that club, it was called Hot Rocks in Warren, is he still wanted to go to the places he used to go when he was a regular guy. And that's why he bought that big house on Hayes that people used to come and knock on the door and, some wanted him to play basketball and some wanted to challenge him to fights because whatever you think of Eminem, he wanted to still retain some of that Marshall Mathers, that local guy thing. And I think he paid a big price of losing that commonality. And I think Kim's problems over the years, she had a sister who struggled with substances and died young. I think her life has been hard. And I think there are people who have demonized her because, the women in Eminem's music don't tend to make out very well. But I think it's sad what she's going through, but it is kind of news. She is
100%
a local celebrity, and really, I think she probably has the means to get the kind of help that she can get. But when she came into the Macomb County Bureau in Mount Clemens at the Free Press to tell me that I wasn't cheating on Eminem, and she gave me this letter explaining her side of the story. It was on lined notebook paper from a spiral bound notebook that she'd written in pink ballpoint pen with those kind of round letters that we all used to get in letters from our girlfriends or notes from girlfriends. And it was very...
You never got any of those.
Kind of touching. Well, mine usually said, I wish you an unhappy birthday. But I've always found her to be kind of a compelling and sad figure. But, it's... I mean, I think as long as the stories are told fairly and evenly.
Compelling and sad figure. That sounds like someone else I know.
Oh, it's the birthday boy.
Just when I gave up on him.
Hey.
And didn't think he would connect. There he is. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Just checking.
Yeah,
Sean, not the right way, but I can hear you well enough. So just checking, trying out new tech on the road. So
really? Okay, cool.
The Smiths United just left because they didn't want to be attacked with your vitriol towards their music and the things that they hold dear. They know that,
I'm sure they said that.
They know that you can be merciless with your venom.
I love how you're pretending that. So our thing is our thing, and it's always about you and nobody else. It never spills to anybody else. But you're pretending it does, as what, to make yourself feel better, I guess, in some way. I don't know. You really need to do that, though?
These kids just love music and reaching people, Sean.
Do they?
They do. That's
good for them.
So how did you celebrate your birthday? Where were you?
Pittsburgh, where I still am. I celebrated.
Did you catch up with Ben Schmidt?
I didn't really celebrate. I traveled and went to work. And then this morning I had to go get a belt because my belt broke. So that's pretty exciting.
Oh no!
Stories
from
kind
the road.
Detroit Tigers. The kind Detroit Tigers. It broke when I was coming up the dugout steps, getting ready to interview the manager, AJ Hinch. He does a pregame talk with reporters every game.
Did your pants fall
down? On
down?
the road, he always does it in the dugout. On the road, he always does it in the dugout. And I was walking up the steps of the dugout, coming down. He come down to the clubhouse to go up the steps, and it just popped. And of course, nobody wants to. I had to hold it up with my hand. Nobody wants to see that. The Tigers were kind enough to loan me one of their guys to loan me a belt that they use, and they whispered like, "What size?" I'm like, "Well, I'm obviously bigger than any of the players." So,
yeah.
And Miguel Cabrera's not around. I said, "So maybe something that one of the coaches would wear if you have something big enough." So they slipped me something up in the press box later to at least tie my pants so they would stay up.
Oh, that's cool.
And the last rung, the last notch, I was able to stretch it. There's some elasticity in it, so I had to return that today. So I went out this morning to a belt store.
Now my question is, they couldn't just give you the belt? You really had to return it?
No, then that would break the code of journalism, right, Mike?
Yeah, and plus Wojo may need it.
Okay, I suppose. I guess you're right. I forget about the journalism aspect of it, but I would just be like, "Here's the belt. There you go. Have at it."
I mean, I felt sort of sheepish even asking, but another colleague, another reporter said, "Hey, the Tigers might have something." I said, "Oh, that's a good idea. That's better than," and he's like, "Nobody wants to see your shit hanging out anyway, so that's better than."
Well, it would seem that you're putting some weight back on then if you're snapping leather.
Well, I haven't bought a nice belt in a while. It was a cheap belt maybe, and it's one of those belts where the buckle, you can turn it and then make your belt reversible. I didn't buy that intentionally. It's just what I had. That's what was available last time I needed a belt. And so those don't last as long. So yeah, I don't know if it's the weight so much as just you spend a few dollars for a belt, you get what you pay for, right?
Well, it's kind of a tragedy because you've actually lost a black and a brown belt.
Yeah. I mean, you are a black belt though, right? In life, and not just karate, but exactly.
It's that's
exactly. So yeah, Pittsburgh with the Tigers.
Emotional
the young Tigers
content. That's what
you love.
That's what Bruce Lee said in Enter the Dragon. Emotional content. Don't focus on.
Is that what it is?
Because you.
By the way, nice underrated city here, right? Kind of. Pittsburgh is.
Yeah, it's
one of the good rebound success stories, don't you think?
Great neighborhoods. I'm always amazed that people rate their ballpark so much higher than Comerica Park because it's virtually the same ballpark. But it's nice. You can ride a boat, walk right up to the ballpark. All the bridges are beautiful, and you can take the funicular up Mount Washington, have those beautiful views of the Allegheny Valley, some shit like that. I don't know. The Yinzers know. And you can get your Primanti sandwich.
No, thanks. Jim Leland.
That's why the
Remember
belt
Jim
snapped.
Leland? Long time Detroit manager. You know, he and his
He's
wife
a
Katie
Yinzer.
Leland still live there. When the Tigers hired him in 2006, I came to Pittsburgh to work on a long profile and talk with his wife Katie for a bit, and met some friends of his. Actually, he used to go golfing with, and it's funny. Leland just. Some people are protective about their private life. Some folks that are public figures. He was not. He's like, hey, go talk to whoever you want. And I did, and I hung out with Katie for a bit. She took me to the original Primanti's down on the cobblestone. I can't remember the name of that. It's just off
down by
downtown.
the loading dock, right? Because that
It is. And apparently it was what truck drivers would come and they would pick up loads off the river, and they needed some food to sustain them so they wouldn't fall asleep on the road. And so they said, oh, let's put French fries in there with the turkey or the corned beef or the ham.
Yeah, they made these Dagwood sandwiches, and the truckers would want to take them to go, and they'd have fries too, and they'd say, well, it's not safe, so they'd just jam the fries, which, again, unless you have, articulated jaws, you can't really eat one of these, so they're not all that safe. But they're definitely a two-hand sandwich, but they're famous, and I think there's a Primanti's somewhere in southeastern Michigan.
There used to be in the
was
Novi area. I don't know if it's still there or not.
Yeah.
They're all over here now. The original is kind of cool. The food is the food at this point. Articulated, nice.
I think that's the right
Can you
term.
give us an example, Mr. PBS? Can you give us an example of a creature that can like open its jaw, other than Alien from the Alien movies?
I believe that a boa constrictor, or one of those snakes that kills and then swallows its prey, is able to do that. I think that's the right term. I don't know. If Sergey was here, he'd know.
So you can put a human being. That's how a python puts a human being inside of them.
Python. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Sean, since you're traveling with the Tigers, you probably hear whispers and people's real opinions. What is the real opinion about trading Skubal and trading Mize? I mean, are the players okay with it? Is it just that's how sports is? I mean, is there anybody there that's like, why didn't they just keep them and not get anything at the end of the year and have them?
There were, he was tight with, he was kind of, I don't want to say he was this sort of mythic figure, but
it's a union rep.
It's a fairly young team. It's a younger team now. And so a lot of them looked up to him. And then he was tight with some of the players that were his age. So that part of it, they didn't like. They lost a friend. They also, the way he carried himself on the mound. Casey Mize too, who's having a good year, but just Skubal had this presence, right? This aura about him. Let's be real. Jawing at fans, the intensity, that sort of crackle, and they missed that. But I think just human nature kicks in. They're like, okay, they don't think we were good enough. They traded him away.
Let's prove them wrong.
We're going to go out and show you that we're exactly. So there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of the FU going on right now. Plus, they're just young guys getting their chance, getting called up, and they're a fun young team right now. They're going to be inconsistent a little bit because of you.
Yeah. Now, what about your colleagues?
This is the most fun. Pardon me?
I was just going to ask, what do your colleagues feel, people that travel with them and follow them? Aside from Carlos, I saw Carlos's article. What do they really feel like they had to trade him?
The colleagues? Most baseball people felt like it was irresponsible, and I have mixed feelings about this myself. I don't buy into that as much. It's a question of math. It's a question of the percentages and what you're going to gamble. Because you trade him away. Most baseball people feel like you can't not trade him. That's what the Tigers front office felt like. That's what most reporters feel like. You got to trade him because you're not going to be able to re-sign him, so they're going to be gone. So you want to get something for him. The question is, what are the hey, you're not, even if you keep him, you're not a World Series team. The question is, if you trade him, you're going to get prospects back, and what are the odds that those hit? For example, I think the Dodgers have been doing this for several years now, and I don't think any of their prospects have hit in the last 5 or 6 years.
The Tigers have been
they've traded away to get Skubal equivalents.
The Tigers have been sellers for over 10 years. Who have they gotten for any of the guys they traded away? Who?
Nobody.
Well,
most of these trades.
They got Robbie Ray, who they gave up on, who's been a stud everywhere he's went.
Well, Candelario became an MVP. Paredes, or not MVP, but an all-star. Paredes did too. None of them with the Tigers. So my point is, yeah, we talk about all these prospects, which I don't care. I'd rather have them for these last couple months because they're making a push. Once you get in to the playoffs, anything can happen, especially when you have such a big run. I mean, this team is better than what their record is right now. Look at their run differential. I didn't understand why they had to trade him. So what? So you don't get him next year and you don't have these 3 prospects. I mean, it's like the only team that is always building towards the future and never for the now.
Well, they've bought the last couple of years. I don't know that. I don't want to go down that deep a rabbit hole here with all of this, but yes, it's a gamble. How about that? It's a gamble, and it's a gamble either way. So it's a matter of, okay, which bet do you feel more comfortable placing? That's really what this is. Baseball, yeah, when you're trading for unknown quantities,
yeah,
that's what this is about, and it often doesn't work.
Well, and if you miss out on, say you miss out on the playoffs by 1 or 2 games, you're telling me that wouldn't have made up for it, having an ace pitcher?
Yeah, but they had money. They signed Framber. They gave him this massive contract. They gave $16 million to Verlander, which I think comes out to, $1 million a pitch or something.
Yeah,
I mean, they had money. They had money.
Well, not real money, though. They have mid-market, small-market money.
I think they could have re-signed Scuba if they'd tried harder a year or so ago.
They were never going to put up $350 to $400 million for him. They were never going to do that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, so now it's like we got to get something for him.
It's and Mike would attest to this because Mike's a big baseball guy. But it's just, they have a fun young team right now. It's going to be frustrating for some because they're going to be inconsistent, and their pitchers, a couple of their young, especially Troy Melton, who's been so good. That was a big series against Chicago, and they weren't quite ready for that. Those pitchers in particular, Jackson Jobe in particular, making his home debut. Since first started home since the Tommy John surgery, his command, right? You could see that even though Troy Melton pitched in the playoffs a year ago, this series the last weekend at just a few days ago, actually at Comerica Park in Detroit, that was the biggest series of the year, right?
Yeah. They could have taken first, and that Kiter Montero, who I think they've never really thought much about, that guy's turned out to be a horse. He's been great.
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
I love stories
I
like
think
that.
I think a lot of fans love all this athleticism, this speed on the base pass. I mean, watching Max Clark play center field, watching Kevin McGonigal, who's got MVP kind of. I don't know that he'll ever win MVP, but he's got that kind of hand-eye coordination and plate coverage, and there's something about him. There's an intensity about him that in all the right ways. So,
and
yeah,
Dingler,
it's fun in any sport to have a young team. But it's especially fun in baseball when you get a bunch of prospects that come up together and you're like, oh, that could really be something, right? That's where they're at, right?
You mean like a Trammell and Whitaker and Gibson and all those guys who kind of came
I don't want to say that, but who knows? I
Yeah.
mean, Mark's that age. He would remember. He's older than we are.
But yeah, when you get those elements, when you can lock down the middle of the infield for 10 years, you can build around that. I mean, that's great. Well, Sean, we're wondering whether you're going to be able to join us Friday night for Soul Night or if you're going to be on the road.
No, I don't. I'm not scheduled to be on the road. So
if you can make it to the Caju Cafe, we're feather bowling from 6 till 7. The Smiths United take the stage at 7:30. We've told
the band that left before I joined you.
Yes,
because I was joining.
Yes, according to Elric.
They were chased away by you. That's what happened. That's the truth. Marc will tell you. He saw him hit the door. But they'll stick around. They'll play their hearts out. And we've been told that, I think Marc said something about you performing some individual encounters with our soulmates so people can have that one-on-one experience with one of the people that keeps them coming back week after week. So please don't let anybody down.
I'll try not to.
All right.
Okay. That's all we can ask. Well, it's been a bit of a long show. Sean, great to have you dial in. Hopefully we'll have you in studio next week. And hope you have a safe trip. And you already brought the Tigers a win. Hopefully you can keep it up. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you should hold on to that belt a little longer. Can you give it to them on the way out of town?
No, they want it back today. I think it's best for everybody if they get it back today. We'll see. They're facing a tougher pitcher today than they did last night, and then a tough pitcher tomorrow. So we'll see what happens.
But they miss Skeens, don't they?
No, Skeens is pitching tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so much for that. Now, if they hit a home run or do something good, will they have to like show the belt like they do sometimes?
Oh, what if it becomes a rally belt?
Yeah.
What if they go on a major win streak after your belt broke? They're already one game in with a win.
Yeah.
What if they win 15 in a row? That belt could become very important.
I guess it could.
So
which would mean I would need to really watch what I need to eat because I can only fit one notch right around me with one notch. So if I eat a little bit more, I won't be able to fasten it anymore. That wouldn't be good either.
Have you turned the belt in? Have you already turned it in?
No, I'm going to turn it in later today when I get to the park.
Put some kind of marking on it so you know that, because what if they do just string off a bunch of wins? Then you want to be able to go back to that belt, make it a thing.
That's true.
Can we get Teebs working on a sign?
You won't do that.
No. What's that, Michael?
Can we get Teebs working on a sign that says like let's ride Sean's ass to the playoffs or
No, I don't think we want that.
Pencil Sean.
We don't want that.
Or how about drop trow win now? And we could use our caricature of Sean on this. Can we talk to Teebs about that? That may be a good cross branding thing. Okay. All right. Well, Sean, safe travels. Keep your feet on the ground, your head in the stars, and your belt around your waist. Just like Casey Kasem always told us.
Thanks for letting me join you for a minute.
All right, brother.
We'll see you hopefully Friday. If not, we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks, folks. We hope to see you. Still time to get those tickets. We'll have a link on our website. Still time to become a soulmate and get that one-of-a-kind merchandise from Friday. And we hope to see you Friday at the Caju Cafe starting at 6. If you want to eat, come a little earlier. But we hope to see you at the Caju Cafe for Soul Night 2.0. Until then, we turn to our friend Cyrus to take us out.
Can you dig that? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Loving you is like food to my soul.
One finger don't make no impact, but you ball up all them fingers into a fist and you can strike a mighty blow. Now this podcast got to be that fist.
The soul of Detroit.